Okay, a small needful fact. Now you need to write this in a paragraph. What I would first do is annotate. And just first you read through the poem, and then read through it out loud if you haven't already, and circle things that you think are interesting, things that you're maybe confused by, or that you think are important. You can maybe look up things that you're confused by if you can't figure it out from context. I think figuring it out from context is always best. So one thing that's interesting about this poem is that you should read the title and then continue to read the rest of the poem. So a small needful fact is that Eric Garner worked for some time for the Parks and Rec.Horticultural Department, which means, perhaps, that with his very large hands, perhaps, in all likelihood, he put gently into the earth some plants which most likely, some of them, in all likelihood, continue to grow, continue to do what such plants do, like house and feed small and necessary creatures, like being pleasant to touch and smell, like converting sunlight into food, like making it easier for us to breathe. I would definitely underline this part. For us to breathe. And then if you aren't sure who Eric Garner is, you should look that up. That will definitely lend some more meaning to this poem and maybe some help you to write a paragraph about it. And then I would look for words that, so this is important. This, trust me, is important. I would look for words that are similar or for themes like, and repetition. So we've got perhaps. Do you have that anywhere else? There's language like perhaps. It's kind of like hedging, and I'm not sure, but maybe this has happened. So perhaps, in all likelihood, he put gently into the earth. Some plants which most likely, some of them, in all likelihood, continue to grow, continue to do what such plants do, like house and feed small and necessary creatures. A small needful fact and necessary, kind of, to me, they're a little similar, like necessary and needed are synonyms. So I would circle those. I might not have to talk about it. So to start your paragraph, you could say something like, in Ross Gay's poem, A Small Needful Fact. Like, put it in your own words, but you just basically introduce the topic and explain, very basically what it's about. And then talk about I would look at rhyme scheme if that exists. Rhyme, rhythm, like what's the meter here? This is in free verse, and so you don't really have to talk about rhyme or rhythm. That's not in here. But look at the structure of it. When people write in free verse, they're not just plopping words on haphazardly. They really think about where to put them. And so look at the shape of the poem. Look at what's capitalized. Horticultural Department. Why is that capitalized? In Parks and Rec? Is that just because they're departments and they have official department names in the city they're in? Which, if you look up Eric Garner, you'll know where he used to work before 2014. Before actually he had to retire for health reasons. So continue. These are mostly just being repeated 2 times, but that's worth noting. So I would circle the things or underline, however you like, the things that are repeated, and think about, why are they being repeated? What does that do? How does this make you feel? How does this poem make you feel? What's the mood? Like using this hesitant language, what does that do to the mood? So think through that and kind of like make some notes, outline it, and talk about, 3 or 4 things that you notice in the poem, and then organize it and just make it into a paragraph. It's not too bad. It could be very basic and then move into metaphor and stuff and like literary device. Good luck.